They told you the harder you work, the more successful you will become. But what if that's the biggest lie of our generation? Somewhere between 5 a.m. alarms and 14-hour grinds, we stopped living. We started surviving. We treated productivity like a religion, worshipping, busy, instead of fulfilled, running, but never arriving. And the irony? The day I stopped chasing success is the day I started chasing me. Not because I worked harder, but because I finally learned to work right. We were taught to equate effort with worth. More hours, more value. More struggle, more respect. But that logic, it's broken. Because no matter how hard you work, someone out there is working harder, sleeping less, pushing more. Your effort will never feel enough. I lived like that, addicted to the grind, checking emails during meals, feeling guilty for resting, feeling ashamed when I was not productive. Even when I succeeded, I didn't feel success. I felt relief. Relief that I was not falling behind. That is not ambition, that's fear, wearing the mask of discipline. One day, I hit a wall. Not burnout, something worse. Numbness. Nothing excited me, nothing moved me. Every day felt the same. I realized I was preparing for a future. I was too exhausted to enjoy. So I made a radical choice. I stopped chasing more and started mastering less. I cut my workload in half, stopped multitasking, stopped saying yes to everything, stopped fighting battles that were not mine. At first, it felt like failure, like I was walking backward while the world moved ahead. But that fear, it showed me something. My identity was not built on passion. It was built on pressure. When I started working less, something unexpected happened. My focus returned. My mind quieted. My thoughts got clearer. I was not drowning in noise anymore. I could finally hear my own ideas. When you work less, you think more. You stop reacting. You start reflecting. It was not time management I needed. It was mental space. Space to breathe. Space to think. Space to reconnect with the real me. The version that had dreams before deadlines. There's a psychological reason this works. When you grind non-stop, your brain stays in survival mode. It pumps cortisol, the stress hormone. And cortisol kills creativity, kills clarity, kills long-term motivation. You cannot build an extraordinary life with a stressed out mind. But when you slow down, your brain enters the default mode network, the creative zone. That's why your best ideas come in the shower, on a walk, during moments that look like doing nothing. It's not laziness, it's balance. Working less is not avoiding work, it's avoiding the wrong work. After changing my rhythm, my life didn't slow down. It moved forward, fast. My work felt lighter, not because it was easy, but because it aligned with me. The tasks that drained me disappeared, the ones that energized me grew stronger. For the first time, I was not chasing opportunities. Opportunities were chasing me. People noticed my calm, not my chaos. They saw focus, not fatigue. And I understood something powerful. Success is not built from effort alone. It's built from energy, clarity, intention. There's another part of this story. When you work all the time, your life becomes flat, predictable, repeated. You stop discovering, and without new experiences, your mind stops creating new ideas. Creativity is not born from pressure, it's born from curiosity. Working less gave me my moments back, walks that cleared my head, conversations that sparked ideas, quiet evenings that helped me see life differently. These were not distractions, they were fuel. Your mind needs silence, it needs variety, it needs space to wander. Productivity without inspiration is just self-inflicted pressure. We were told hard work beats talent, but the truth, aligned work beats everything. We were told hustle until you no longer have to, but why build a life you want to escape from? Working less forced me to unlearn the lies. Exhaustion is not noble. Busyness is not value. Rest is not weakness. Slowing down is not falling behind. Every time I slowed down, I actually moved ahead. If you are exhausted, you are not weak. You are overwhelmed. You are doing too much that doesn't matter. Working less doesn't make you lazy. It makes you aware. You can be constantly busy or deeply effective. You can chase 100 things or commit to 3 and change your life. Success is not speed. Success is direction. And sometimes the fastest path forward is slowing down enough to see where you are going. Working less made me successful not because I stopped trying, but because I finally started living with purpose. So take a breath, close the 10 tabs in your mind. Remember, rest is not the opposite of progress, it's the foundation of it. If this message hit you, you're exactly where you need to be. This is Grind Growth, where we redefine success one mindset at a time. If you are ready to work smarter, think deeper, and live better, you know what to do. Like, share, and keep growing.